Now being joined by his lawyer, Ejimakor. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Help us understand how exactly was the justice for your client affected by the inability of the DSS to bring Nnamdi Kanu to court today? If you can hear me, Mr. Ejimakor, I am asking in what exact ways the failure of the DSS to bring your clients to court today, how it's affecting your search for justice.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, yes, you may not be able to see me. You just hear my voice and respond to the question. So I was asking, in what ways has the failure of the DSS to produce your client, Nnamdi Kanu, in court today, in what ways has it stalled or affected your search and quest for justice?
Well, as the judge rightly put it, you cannot try a suspect without a suspect being present in court. And the DSS, as an agency of the federal government, is actually technically the prosecutor. But in this case, through the office of the Attorney General. So when you charge a suspect and you went to the extent of renditioning that suspect and doing all the misconducts that you did to bring the suspect within your jurisdiction, and then all of a sudden you appear unwilling to put the suspect on trial. It's something that offends the criminal justice system, and the judge was very quick to point it out that, listen, if you come here next time without a suspect, the court might begin to look at it as a case of non-diligent prosecution. So they should have brought Nnamdi Kanu before the court today. So that they didn't is something that some lawyers might see as dilatory tactics. Some might also see it as indicative of a lack of sufficient or credible evidence to prove the allegations that have been leveled against Kanu. And it's something that I believe is very unfair to the defense, because when the suspect is not available, conducting his defense becomes a bit more complicated.
All right, Mr. Ejimakor, as it is now, the case has been adjourned to the 21st of October. It therefore means that your client, who has also been refused, being moved away from DSS custody, would have to be in custody for about 3 months before the next adjourned date. Are you aware, or maybe I put it this way, what exactly do you know about the charges being leveled against your client now?
Okay, you're talking about how long he's going to be in custody?
Yes, he will be in custody for about 3 months before the next adjourned date of 21st of October. So I'm asking, what charges exactly is the federal government bringing against him?
Okay, you know, we had brought an application for modification of the conditions of custody. Specifically, we requested for our client to be transferred from the detention facility to prison custody, that would have enabled him to have access to better medical care and, you know, social interactions that are not ordinarily available in law enforcement custody. So that application should have been taken today. But it was just today that the government ambushed the defense team by serving us with an answer. And the answer is so weighty that it would have been a little bit of an unwise decision if we took up the motion today by replying on points of law. So in fairness to our client, we decided to tarry a while so we can go back to chambers and mull over this answer from the government, which we consider very weighty, and see whether we can rebut the depositions point by point. So that was what stalled the hearing on the motion. But you see, there's a silver lining to all this. We know that the court being on vacation has a direct adverse impact on our clients' matter coming before the court regularly. So we did point that out to the judge, and in her wisdom, in the wisdom of the court, the judge ordered or assured us that should any motion be ripe for hearing, or even when we are bringing new applications, allowances will be made for those applications to be heard during the vacation. So what was rescheduled to occur on 21st October would not necessarily affect the length of custody of our client if we succeed on certain applications that we plan to bring forward.
All right, Mr. Ejimakor, thank you very much for this insight at this time. Counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, Aloy Ejimakor, thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
Thanks for having me on.